How many years has Old Fort Erie reenacted the siege?
The siege has been going on here at Old Fort Erie for roughly about 28 years now. I remember the first one, it was way back when. They did it in different sections, but for 28 years we've been holding on to the tradition of having a lot of individuals here and helping us out reenact this little battle that took place here.
With this being the 200th anniversary of the siege of Fort Erie, does the fort have any extra special events planned?
We're going to add a little bit more into our explosions and things like that, so you might see a little bit more of the fireballs coming out here and there. Definitely some ground charges and things like that, so it's giving us the opportunity to give a little bit more bang for the buck.
How many reenactors are you expecting to participate in this year's siege?
We're doing quite well compared to what we've ever done. We're looking at just over 1,000 already pre-registered to this, so it's looking to shape up like a decent size little show. And with the 1,000 just already registered, you're probably going to get another 100 to 200 here. So it could be up to 1,200 guys sitting on our property.
Where do the reenactors travel from to participate in this event?
All over. They come from as far down in the States as Arizona. That's only a select few. We have a couple that have come across the pond and from the UK who come over here and help us do this as well. And we get them all over from Calgary into Nova Scotia. They come to help us out at our little fort itself. Most of our reenactors, however, are going to be Toronto and even getting into Ohio, and they play a significant role when they hit the grounds here. They do quite a good job in helping us out reenact our battles.
How does the fort accommodate all the reenactors when they are here for this event?
They stay in their tents. They bring everything for themselves, and they start sleeping in a simple wedge tent. Canvas slipping over a ridge board and just kind of on the ground. So these guys will live it, and for the weekend they're here doing that. And you know, you can see anything from the small little wedge tents to these big officer marquees, which if you get inside some of these, you get plenty of comforts.
Do the reenactors travel alone, or do they involve the whole family in this event?
Very much so. This is all for everybody. We hope that there's something for everybody as well. So we get down from the show to, you know, shooting cannons and muskets on there. Of course, every kid would love to watch that. A lot of them are still kids at heart on the field, so we expect that to kind of translate to the people watching that. Ladies are here enjoying the shooting and the battles and the history aspect of that. Of course, we're still trying to teach something that's going on. Then we got things like shopping. We have our sutlers sitting outside, and they bring an aspect where a lot of these guys can come through and check out anything that they have for sale. They do very good on bringing stuff for everybody.
How many casualties were there as a result of the battle?
There was quite a bit of fighting between July the 3rd and November the 5th of 1814, from the big siege that took place here on August the 15th of 1814, all the way down to just simple little sorties on September 17th of 1814. Casualty numbers go up, and of course they're hit and miss throughout all of it because numbers and records are going to be kind of broken, but we're anticipating or estimating right around 4,000 combined between the two of them. So it is a significant number sitting on our grounds.
With that many casualties, what would they do with the bodies? Where would they bury the dead? There
is a lot of mass graves here. As recent as 1987, when they found 28 American remains just a half a mile down the road, and were able to unearth and repatriate them back to the United States, to the monument we hold here next to our fort itself that has 153 men. There's 150 British soldiers, even 3 Americans that were placed there out of respect. So there's still quite a bit of these guys who've fallen on these properties still lay on this property. And not to forget our native warriors. We are sitting on sacred ground as well. There is burial grounds for our native warriors here, and they are definitely a very important aspect to have here as well.
Did the British regain control of the fort after this battle?
They gave it their best try, and the Americans at this point really did well on defending the little fort. And you have some West Point cadets coming across and graduates who did very well in building a fort to keep the British back at bay. So the Americans finally got the feet underneath them, they got the discipline to them, and they held the fort right through the siege that took place and pushed back a very big British force with them. So the British unfortunately never get back the fort. They do have quite a bit of battles throughout this time, as I said, but it doesn't come back into the British hands until after the treaty is signed on December the 24th of 1814.
When the British regained the fort, What kind of condition was it in?
Totally destroyed. The Americans left it, and it was customary. There was still a battle going on here. Fighting was still going, again, for a couple of months, so it's customary not to leave anything for your opponents to come back to. So it was destroyed, half of it during the siege. Of course, the catastrophic event of the powder magazine blowing up, which you'll see during our events as well. But it also comes down to when the Americans left, they totally destroyed it by dismantling what they can, taking what they can, burning what they can, and then finally blowing up what they needed to.
Does the fort have any other upcoming events?
We have a few events that we do have. We have coming up in October is, of course, our All Hallows Eve event, which is always a popular event for different individuals throughout the area of the Niagara Peninsula. We also have a murder mystery coming up in September 6th. And it's not only fun for our staff to do, but it's fun for even the kids to come out. They're going to get their kind of mystery solving out there, so Scooby-Doo is going to help them out if they can get themselves out here and solve the mystery, and they can earn some good prizes, not only some free trips back to our fort as well. So it'll give them a good night out. It's family friendly, and they're able to do that, just regular admissions to our fort.
You mentioned All Hallows Eve, obviously an event that takes place around Halloween. Has there been any unexplained sightings at the fort?
All of our visitors that come by and show us after kind of that shocking, oh my God, what's in my picture? Then we get things like, Captain Kingsley, who's also in our fort itself. We have our two guys who unfortunately lose their lives during the battle, and they're actually on the grounds, which is Benjamin Waite and Corporal Reed, and they're the two that actually have that kind of lose their head and arms for the cause here, but they still kind of walk our grounds.
What would you like visitors to take away from this event?
I want them to take away that education of what's going on here. 200 years ago, there was a significant battle sitting on these grounds in throughout the Niagara area. And this 200th anniversary that a lot of these locations are doing, I want that visitor to take away of the significance of these guys. They're veterans. They were veterans, and they put their lives on the line, and they paid the ultimate sacrifice. And on a grounds like this, being the bloodiest battlefield in the history of Canada, that stands out more than anything. So I want them to take out that appreciation of what these guys have done for them, keeping this as Canada as well as a great country that it has. And even with the United States, it divided the two of them and kept it even as a strength on both sides of the border.